Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Princess, SoundCloud, SoundClick. It's your boy Tone202, chilling in front of my porch, drinking some tea, get some of that, and chilling with my new Fossil watch. And yeah, so this is another excerpt of the NBA's Fixed, and just more NBA news. I didn't get a lot of info on the collective bargaining. I pretty much got definition on what collective bargaining is. It's basically a mediator who's either bargaining for a company or he's bargaining for the employees. So that's basically what a collective bargaining agreement is. It's just somebody as a go-between the two. And I told you guys we were going to get in deep on that, but I don't have any information on the NBA's collective bargaining procedure as of now because they're keeping everything under wraps. So I don't know the outcome of it, and what I want to do is look at the whys and wherefores. That way we can look at what's going to happen in the future. And because everything is going to be scripted, and everything is scripted around money. So if you're going to be able to tell who's going to do what, especially when it comes to, getting into the playoffs and then getting into the finals, you have to look at them. You have to follow the money. Pretty much on any issue, you have to follow the money. You follow the money, and then you can see who's scripted to do what. Okay. And speaking of money, once again, I'm going to talk about LeBron James because to me, he's the most valuable player ever. He's more valuable than Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan did not make the team. Michael Jordan was the best player, but he is not the most valuable player. And I'm saying that because who he had around him, Rodman, Pippen, and all his supporting cast, those guys would have still made a good run for the playoffs. If the Cavaliers did not have LeBron James, then the Cavaliers don't go to the playoffs. They win 20 games, 30 games maybe. As soon as LeBron James shows up, they win 50, 55, go to the playoffs, win championships. So there's a difference there. Now, when it comes to LeBron James, another reason why I say he's so powerful, and he is power. You got to understand, he is very, very powerful, and so was Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan still is. Michael Jordan's probably the most powerful NBA player ever because of his revenue and how smart he was. But that does not make you the most valuable player. Most of Michael's revenue came after he left the NBA because just of his, business savvy. He's a very smart man. And big ups to him recently on making a statement about, giving $1 million to the NAACP and so on and so forth to help with the whole police issues. So nonetheless, but LeBron James is the most valuable player ever because wherever he goes, they pretty much win the championship. I mean, they win. He went to the Heat, they won. Came back to Cleveland, they won. Now, it took him a while to get it in Cleveland, but what they did was he didn't really have anybody. And then he went to the Heat, and then he came back, and then they gave him Love and Irving, and so he had a good supporting cast. Now, this is what he's saying now. And I just made a video about how he might not stay, because he's talking about, he wants to play with D. Wade again, and, I'm saying, and he wants to play with Melo and, Ray Allen, I think it was, or whoever that was, the other person, I forgot who it was. But nonetheless, I don't think he's going to stay in Cleveland. There's going to be some more burned jerseys. Now check this out. He said what they're reporting is LeBron James is on the roster for this year, for 2017. But if they don't make a deep run into the playoffs, then that's going to change. Now, I've been saying this over and over and over about LeBron James' deal. LeBron is so smart when it comes to getting his money because he's getting the maximum amount that he can, even though he might leave a few million, he might leave like $2 or $3 million on the table, but that's because he's looking into the future. So you got the early bird contract and you got a regular contract. So, but what he's doing is, say he takes $27 million this year, right? That's not outrageous, being that Nowitzki is taking 25 a year, and Durant is taking 20. He's taking 27 a year pretty much. He's like 53 in 2 years. So that's right on par with the big names, with the big boys. So let's say he takes 27, 25, 27 this year. Does the same thing next year. That puts him, 53, 54 million, which is what Durant is doing now. But nonetheless, his contract always leaves him to be a free agent every year. Okay, so you got you got him going to free agency, which always see. Here's how they play the game. If you have somebody who is a free agent, your star player is a free agent, the pretty much the best, the most valuable player ever in the NBA, is a free agent. They're going to do whatever it takes to keep him there. Not to mention, you got to understand that when LeBron James came back, he brought like 500 million a year back to the city. This is just what he did for the city. This is the revenue money he brought back for the city. I live in Ohio. When he left, they tore down a whole section of Cleveland called the Flats. It was gone. The revenue wasn't there. Gone. That was it. And I don't know anybody else they do that for. I mean, or because they left. But nonetheless, tore down a whole section of downtown. And actually, I saw LeBron James at a club in the Flats. It was no big deal. He walked in like, hey, what's up? And they was like, hey, LeBron James in the house. Everybody was like, what's up? And, everything was cool. Everybody kept, get the jam on. You shake his hand if you want. No big deal. He showed up in a Maybach at a party. I mean, he's the most laid back rich dude you're ever going to see. He really is. It's amazing of how laid back he is, and that's cool. And that's why people really love him off the court as a person. But nonetheless, so how they play with you is, so they have all this money that is set up for 1 year. So he's like 27, 30 million, whatever, set up for 1 year. When that contract ends, it's like, okay, are you going to stay? Then they play this whole game again with the media, what LeBron might do, well, what's going to happen? And it just keeps you enthralled in what they're doing. Oh my God, is LeBron going to do this? What team is he going to go to? And what's really crazy is it has the whole NBA watching that one player. So, and not only that, being that he's so effective and he can take a bum team and make them win the whole championship, he galvanizes a team. And basically he said, if we don't make a deep run into the playoffs, he's like, you guys are going to have to retool the Cavaliers around me again, which is what they did before. That's why he had Love and Irving. He's like, if you guys don't put guys around me that I know that I can make a run into the playoffs, he's like, you can forget it. I'm not staying. And this is what he's saying now. So you people who are diehard fans of Cleveland or diehard fans of the NBA, just I keep telling y'all, don't put your heart into this. Don't do it. Because it's fickle. It's all a game. It's a game within a game. It's a game of chess. And the only reason why I'm getting into it is, like, I don't watch none of the games. I haven't watched a game of basketball in 20 years. Since 1995 or 6, when Shaquille O'Neal played with the Magic. So I haven't watched a game since then. So I don't watch it. But I do study the rhythm of the money. And I'm telling you, it's all fixed. And a lot of it is fixed around LeBron James. Like I said in the last video, I think he's going to end up in Chicago. He's going to end up in Chicago, or he's going to end up in New York. And he is setting us up for that. Him saying that I'm not going to take a 2-year contract, or I'm only going to take a 1-year contract, and if you guys don't do this, that, and the third, I'm going to leave. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like an excuse. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like just I know who I am. You guys know who I am. I know my value, and if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And what are you going to do? You know, if I feel like going to Washington, I'll go. That's just that. They're going to pay me what I want. Who's not? Who's not going to pay that man what he wants? What team is going to say, you know what, LeBron? We don't need you. They'll throw away 3 good players just to get him. He knows this. So he's just playing the game. And they're allowing him to play the game. They're telling LeBron to do this. If they weren't, then these opportunities of 1 year colossal contract, 2 year contracts, they would not exist. That has come like from Silva to Kinky Vandaway, they know the deal. If they don't have these kinds of contracts in place, they know the audience is not going to care as much. If they have 5, 10, listen, there really is no more team. It's all individualized. And if you guys can't see that, then you're just blind. There is no more teams. Anybody can go anywhere that they want them to go. I'm sorry this video is so long. Anyway, it's your boy Tone202, and I'll talk about teams and all that later on. It's your boy Tone202. Don't forget to check out my music just right there on Spotify. I'm out.